Hey Eagles, I wanted to continue to talk with you a little bit this week about revision. Remember, the steps to revision are to add, remove, move, and substitute. We've already looked at removing repetition, and today we're going to look at how to substitute some more professional or more accurate words in your story. A lot of times we need to substitute so that we can get rid of some repetition, and sometimes we just want to substitute to make some bigger words or to make our paper sound nicer. So we're going to go through and look at some of my writing, and then we're going to see if we can make that sound a little bit better by using a thesaurus. A thesaurus is a way that you can find synonyms to substitute words, and it's pretty easy, especially if you're using technology. Now, at school, we can also use technology, but we can also use a book called a thesaurus. It looks a little bit like a dictionary, but instead of having the definition, it has synonyms. But for our purposes now, we're just going to use an online thesaurus. So I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm just going to type the word thesaurus at the top. And when I search for that, you're going to come up with, there's so many different thesauruses, and it really doesn't matter which one you use at all. I'm just going to use the top one. I really like Merriam-Webster a lot, but it really doesn't matter which one you choose. All right, and then I'm going to go back to my story, and I'm going to choose a word that I think maybe I could change it into a bigger, more professional or accurate word. So this first sentence, the teacher projected a large photograph. Adjectives or describing words are often really good ones to change. So I'm going to go back to my thesaurus, and I'm just going to type in large. Whoops, if I can. And I'm going to click the search button there. And then it's going to come up with a lot of different synonyms for large. Now, the trick is, first of all, never use a word that you don't understand. If you don't know what the word means, do not put it in your story. Second, I can't just put any of these in here because they won't make sense in my sentence. So a blimp is large, but I can't go back and say the teacher projected a blimp photograph. See, that doesn't make sense. I've got to pick a spacious. Would that make sense? A spacious photograph? No, I have to pick a word that makes sense in my story. Now, let's see. Would it be a monumental photograph? No. A colossal photograph? Maybe. If it's colossal, that's really large. A sizable photograph? Kind of like that one. A gigantic photograph? An immense? I'm going to use immense. An immense photograph. I think I like how that sounds, and I know what it means, and it makes sense in this sentence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to type immense. And then I'm going to highlight it with a highlighting tool just so my teacher, who is me, can see where I substituted a word, okay? Now let's look at another one. The teacher projected. Now I know, wait a minute. If I change that to an immense, I have to change this word to an immense. So always kind of double check your sentence when you substitute. A field of bluebonnets. All right, let's see if there's another word for field here. I'm going to go back to my thesaurus. I'm going to type in field. Let's see. And again, I want to make sure that whatever I choose makes sense in my sentence. Let's see. A farmland of bluebonnets, a garden of bluebonnets, a grassland of bluebonnets, pasture. Pasture might work, but I think I like meadow of bluebonnets. I think how that sounds, I like that, how that sounds better. So I could take that out, and I could put meadow of bluebonnets. And that just makes it sound a little bit more professional, a little bit fancier. So listen to that sentence now. The teacher projected an immense photograph of a meadow of bluebonnets on the board. And already my writing is sounding better just by changing those words. Now, you don't want to get carried away when you're using a thesaurus and try to change every word in your story, just maybe 3 or 4. I can't wait to see what you come up with, and I look forward to reading your work. Also, sorry for my laundry going off in the background. Y'all have a good day.